Hi all, John again. Sorry I've not been around for a while, but I have been doing a wedding and I had to get some shots ready for when the bride comes back at the weekend, and I just thought I'd share a couple of shots with you guys to look at and leave a comment, and whether it be good or bad. I'm also going to critique my own work on the way through this, and just to let you know, it was a very sunny day at times, so I did use a lot of fill flash. I'm a very big fan of using fill flash, me. It's what I like to do. I think it lifts the shadows in the face. Anyway, on to this shot. This was shot in the groom's garden. We managed to get to the groom and the bride. I decided to use the garage door as a backdrop, shot at 70 to 300, and decided to use the bright sun as a back kicker light. I told Bob to pretend that he was looking at his watch, looking worried. And I think we got a pretty good shot. Nice exposure, nice bit of flash on the face, nice kicker light. And again, this was actually in the garden. I got them to crouch down because the sky, the bright sky, was in the shot, and I wanted to use the fence panel as a background and throw it out of focus. Again, nice expression, nice fill flash. And on with the next. And again, similar shot, just zoomed in a little bit. Told the guys just to enjoy themselves, relax, and have a laugh with each other. This is not staged. And a slightly different shot, slightly different expression. Again, sun as the kicker light, as you can see. I think the exposure's spot on. Me personally, I think they're great shots. The bride's going to love them. And also his best man. That's his best man, by the way. And here's one of the other guys. Similar shot again. Told him to relax. I don't think he was quite relaxed as much as his best man was. But again, nice use of fill flash. Just a nice shot. Lovely out of focus fence as I was shooting at 70 to 300. Nice kicker light at the back. I hope you guys think the same, but I think that's a lovely shot. And this is where they had to stand up. I wanted to get like an half-length shot, so I had no choice but to stand them up and get the sky in the shot. But again, still a nice exposure with a flash helping it out. Nice kicker light. Not really too impressed about the sky and the houses, but you can't always choose your backgrounds. This was back down to the garage door, moved in down the drive a bit, decided to zoom in a little bit more this time to throw the door really out of focus. Nice kicker light. Again, nice fill flash. I hope you agree. And this was my friend, my second photographer. He decided that he didn't want the sky in the shot, which was a good idea. So he went upstairs, shot from out of the bedroom window, shot at 70 to 300 with a D7000, a Tamron 70 to 300, the same as me. And I just told them to interact with each other, relax, and he shot a couple of shots away. And we got a couple of nice expressions. Same again, he was shot from upstairs. He didn't use any flash. I don't know if you can see the difference between no flash and flash, but you can see the shadow on the left guy's face, and the two guys on the right aren't quite as punchy without the flash. And shot from him again, as you can see, no flash. He doesn't like flash. I'm a big lover of it. I think it's great, and he doesn't like it, but that's down to his personal preference. I might have to chin him later for not using it, but hey, there you go. And this is where we got to, the guys were going for a pint just before we nipped off to the brides. Now, this is a shot of a guy's whose scooter, they were setting off to do a big group shot coming up the road, and he's broke down. It didn't even set off, to be honest. It went down that bit of an hill for about 4 seconds and stopped. And here we are in the middle of Leeds on the Mad Mile, laid on the floor at a Friday afternoon on the 24th of June. Lots of cars beeping at us on the way past, but we don't care. We got a couple of nice shots of all the guys driving up the road, which he did ask for. And a corking shot there, caught by my friend. Shot with his 70 to 300 D7000. I think the bride and groom are going to love this one. It's one of my favourite ones. As they were coming up the hill, this is. As you can see, background's nicely out of focus and soft. and arrived at the bride's. Just as I arrived, the room was very packed, by the way. She'd had a dress just getting tied, so luckily for me I got a chance to grab a shot of the dress being tied. Sometimes that gets missed, but luckily for me this time I caught it just in time. And again, but this time with the dress tied. It won't, none of these shots would win any awards. They're just some nice moments for the bride afterwards to put on the slideshow. I always do a lovely slideshow, me. And again, there's actually a story behind this. Every time I kept hanging those shoes up there, they kept falling off again. They're shot with a 600D 50mm 1.4 Sigma at f2. And outside for a quick couple of bridal and family portraits before they went and got married, I decided to choose a 70-300 lens. The sun was coming from behind and speckling onto the trees at the back. I managed to find a tree with a big shadow cast, which I stood the groom, the bride and the families in to take the shots. I set the light for the ambient. I set the light for the ambient and then filled with flash in manual and ETTL flash. The flash wasn't in ETTL. I wish I had left it in manual though, to get more consistent exposures from the flash. And again, zoomed in a bit. As you can see, to me that just looks as pretty as hell. Nice bit of speckled flash there. I mean, that's pretty much out of the camera as well. There's no editing done really, just a touch on levels like, but no major. Lovely out of focus soft background. To me she looks three-dimensional. It's a superb shot. And again, shot with a 70-300, obviously sat back a bit now. The sun started to creep through here and I couldn't really get rid of it, so I turned the power of the flash up a little bit so it still looks a reasonable shot. This is the bride and the bridesmaids, and I wanted to include the dress, which I put in that way. I wanted to include the full dress, so I stood back a bit and shot again, a bit of fill flash again, just to give the image a bit of all punch really. And again, the bride and her son, zoom nicely in, 70-300. I'm going to stop saying that because I shot that, every one of these shots with that. Nice out of focus background, the sun's speckling on the background nice, giving it a good vibrant colour. Same here again, bit of fill flash, nice out of focus background. What more can I say? Nice expressions. And the two suns, again, out of focus background, lovely and soft. Lovely bit of fill flash. I just love it. I just love lifting them shadows off the face. And well, they didn't really have that many shadows, but obviously I didn't want the white blowing out. And a shot of the guys. I think that the pose is quite nice there, and I think the smiles, the expressions, I think that could win an award. It's, in my eyes, I think the bride's going to absolutely love it. The light's nice, the background's nice, and the expressions are superb. This is a shot that I tend to do at a lot of weddings. It's just where I put boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl. Yeah, I think there's one of the lads looking away there, but you do get that on weddings. You can't get every shot perfect, unfortunately. I mean, you can if you want to piss everybody off, but... And I grabbed this one of his son and his girlfriend. Again, I slowed the shutter down this time to bring the ambient up a little bit to brighten the background. And I think this could be another one for the album. And this was all the people at the bride party getting ready, so I decided to snap a quick group shot. It took me about a minute, maybe 2 minutes to set this up, but I think it's worth it. Everybody's looking, everybody's looks happy, the light's quite nice. Not a bad shot really. And here we are at the wedding, just one coming down the aisle. ISO 3200 and 1600 on my two cameras, 50D and 600D, and my second photographer, a D7000, was at 6400. But this is a nice moment. I shot everything from the back, and my friend shot everything from the front, as he doesn't come to the back because we don't want to clash with each other. And he was shooting telephoto all the time. I was shooting wide and telephoto. And what a shot. My friend caught this one. I didn't even see this. I was that busy behind taking my shots, and he got the groom and the best man really upset. You catch a shot like this and it's definitely going to be a moment for those when they see it. And it's a shot that I like as well. No flash, by the way, weren't allowed to use flash. I had a shot that I took from, just loved the two arches there, loved the composition of the bride, and also decided to put a picture of the bridesmaids in that telly on the left hand side, as it was text and I didn't like it. I mean, to be honest, I would have rather it not been there at all, but unfortunately it was. This is one of my shots. Well, they're all mine from behind. Decided to black and white this one. Obviously it was a raw file, this, because the ISO was so high on the cameras. And here we go, holding hands, getting ready to exchange rings. Another shot caught by me. And shot at telephoto, obviously this shot by me, the ring shot, the exchange of the rings. I always tend to do this one in black and white, and to be honest it's the one they always put in the album. I've got a couple of these, different angles of she was putting the ring on him. My friend captured it from the other side as well, so we've got two different perspectives. Always good to have two photographers. And there you go, there's the big kiss. Now we're married. Always got to catch this moment. And having that lovely window there to throw your exposure off, well, what can I say? And signing of the register. Decided to do this one in black and white. I could use a bit of flash on a couple of these shots. As soon as they'd been married, she didn't mind me turning my flash back on again, just to get a little. It was only fill. I left my ISO at the same ISO, but anyway, this was one that I rather liked, where I put the flowers there and set it up. And I decided to convert it to black and white and paint the flowers back through colour. And to be fair, the only reason why I did that was because I wanted to try my new Wacom tablet by Bamboo. So I tried it first time here, and yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it. And here's the people round the register. Just a quick shot before we left the church, and did a couple of group shots outside, and then went off to Temple Newsome for some bridal and groom portraits. And here's the big group shot. This took a little minute to set up. I'll show you. 150 people in that. But to be honest, I shot it with my Tamron 17-50 at f9 or something at 17mm. It's really sharp as well, to be fair. It's a good shot. I don't think they'll buy it though. They never do. But there you go. And the guys on the scooters wanted a nice scooter shot, so I found the best place I could. The sun was beaming in all over. I had to just do the best. I decided to get down low to keep most of the sky out of the shot, and there you go. And I decided to get obviously the bride and groom. I walked in a bit closer and did a nice close-up shot at f4 with the 17-50, and I wanted to use my Wacom tablet again, so I thought I'd be adventurous with the black and white and the colour. I don't know whether you guys like that, but I do. This is more or less the back end. We went to Temple Newsome. It's the first bride that I've ever known bring all family to Temple Newsome, where you do the bride and groom portraits. But it's a gorgeous shot, is that? I'm sure she'll have that one for the album. I posed them nice. It's nice light, and well, it's the best light I had. It was very, very cloudy and overcast, and it was the back end of the day. I even had the ISO turned up on the camera to about 800. And I like this one because of the benches on the left hand side. I like the colour of the flowers and the grass and the plants on the right. I don't like the sky, but unfortunately, you know, it wasn't blue. This was shot in it's like a greenhouse. I've been into it before and shot some pictures of my son on my reviews. You'll have noticed it, and the light's really soft in there. So I decided to take the bride in there, and we got a couple of nice shots of the bride and groom. They were both a bit nervous, you know. Some brides pose easier than others, and some are a bit more nervous. But we got a couple of nice shots. And here's another one, shot same place. A speckle of fill flash, but only a speckle, just to lift the shadows. That's my gig. I just love a bit of flash, and I really always use it, to be honest. I suppose that's what we're listening to David Zeiser. The bride actually wanted to get off quite quick here because she wanted to get back to her guests, and it was knocking on quite late, so we shot just a couple of quick shots on the way back to the car. Like we didn't actually stay that long. And my computer screen decided to go off. This was one where I decided to put them on a bridge and tell them just to interact with each other, and I just, obviously I've only showed you one, but I took a fair few shots. It's a good way, is that, to just get them to relax. Anyway, this is the last sort of shot of the shot that I took, and I asked Bob if he fancied trying it. Anyway, I set my exposure correct before he lifted his bride up, and he picked her up, and I hope he's going to like this one, because it was more just a fun shot. As you can see, he's laughing his head off. His bride there is looking a bit nervous, like he's going to drop her. But it's a really, really nice shot. I like it. I wanted to make it black and white and like a dreamy shot, as it's going to be the last image in the slideshow, on his wedding slideshow. I hope you liked a few shots that I've got to show you. If you have any bad comments, any good comments, please feel free to leave them. I am going to put a couple more shots on my website. A few more shots than what you see here, which will probably be slightly higher resolution as well. And if you've got any questions over Flash, if you like the way I used my Flash, then feel free to send me an email. And also, I'd like to say a critique on my own, to critique myself. I think next time I go, I'm going to use an assistant that's going to hold my Flash, and I'm going to put it in manual, because what you find out when you use an ETTL, you'll set your shutter speed in manual and get your background sweet. Then you'll fill in with Flash and get your ETTL right, but then you'll zoom in and out and do a few different positions. You won't move, nothing will change, and the Flash is firing slightly different every time. So next time I'm going to use manual, and I'm going to set the Flash up and then take take 10 shots and get consistent exposures. That's a critique that I can give myself on this wedding, and maybe some people can give me a couple more as well. But